All right, I'm Alex Shrewsbury. I'm at Grandview University right now, becoming a teacher, and I'm also the president of NAMI on campus there at Grandview.
Okay.
I'm Drew Wineski. I also go to Grandview University. I'm a computer science major, and I'm the vice president of NAMI on campus at Grandview.
Okay.
Our organization specifically, we've been able to educate our campus about mental health, and especially how it's so common among college-age students. And then one of the things that we've been able to do recently is go speak to middle schoolers and high schoolers and be a voice for those and educate them about mental health.
How's that being received?
We talked to one of our first middle schools a couple weeks ago, and it went phenomenal. We talked to about 1,000 kids, and towards the end of the presentation, we asked how many of the kids would like to help end the stigma of mental illness and start a club at their own middle school. And about 90% of the kids raised their hands, and so it kind of blew us away. We were very shocked about the response that we got from that. And then right after that, 6 girls went up to the counselor and said how they wanted to start the club right away.
Involved in this whole business?
I personally have struggled with depression most of my life. I was diagnosed when I was about 4 or 5 years old. Also, I've been diagnosed recently with post-traumatic stress disorder, and we've noticed that those symptoms have actually gone on most of my life because of things that happened in my home growing up. And so when I heard that they wanted to start this group at Grandview, I was really interested because I didn't know much about mental health, even going through high school. I didn't really understand that I really felt alone, that I was the only one that had depression and that it wasn't as common as it really is. And especially being a football player and going on to play in college, you definitely didn't hear about it connected in sports. And I'm comfortable sharing anything with anybody, and I know a lot of people aren't, so I wanted to be a voice for myself and a voice for others to kind of break the stigma so that other people are willing to go get help and see that they're not alone and there are ways that they can get help.
We have kind of similar stories. I've been diagnosed much later. Mine was anxiety. I got diagnosed with my junior year of high school, depression about 6 months after that, and also ADHD. And growing up through middle school and high school, I never heard anything about it. My high school never talked about it. So when I first got diagnosed, I felt like I was really alone, that I had a chip on my shoulder, that I was different than everybody else. And after talking to my parents about it, I started to realize that more people actually had a mental illness. My mom, my dad both were diagnosed with depression, anxiety. And when I got to Grandview, there were some different services that helped me out. And when Jen Wells, our advisor, came to talk to me about this group that they were starting, it really caught my attention because, same as Alex, I wanted to be that voice for the kids so they knew growing up that there are other people out there and they didn't feel like they were alone as I did when I was growing up. And I played sports all through high school. When I got to college also, I played sports, and so you never heard about any big sports athlete that had anything wrong, really, so you thought that if they were perfect, you were supposed to be perfect as well. It's terrible. You feel like you are just trying to go through every day and just get it over with. You feel like all your friends that you had may not be there anymore. I remember I would just go down to my basement and never come upstairs the whole night. I would go to school the next day, come home, go back straight down to the basement. I wouldn't come up at night at all, so it can tear somebody apart.
Really, the moment when you realize that you aren't alone and that you actually are able to meet and connect with people that are going through the same things, you have a special connection and they're able to help you in ways that maybe even a therapist or a professional cannot, especially if it's someone your age that you're talking to that can relate to, and they can be one to stick by your side and push you to go get the treatment you need, go to the therapy you need. If it's medicine you're taking, push you to do that and kind of be by your side through everything, and you just know you're not alone and that there's ways that you can still be successful even though you go through these feelings.
I think I speak for both of us since we're really close friends, we kind of know everything about each other. We both write poetry a lot. That's how we get our feelings out. That's how if we're having a bad day or things aren't going wrong and we know that our medicine isn't kicking in like it's supposed to, we will sit down and get our feelings out through poetry. That's one of our best ways to express ourselves. Being active is also another great thing. I take walks during the summer every night, helps clear my mind, get some fresh air. And even going and talking at a middle school, talking at a conference, it's one of the best therapies that you can have, is just being able to talk to a group of people and get your feelings out and have them understand.
This is for all of us who have had a tough time with feelings, as if no one understood with what we were dealing. Whether there's emotions you're concealing or thoughts you're now revealing, doing what makes you happy and being yourself begins your healing. Everyone has something that keeps their smile beaming, so if you're a dreamer, keep dreaming, a singer, keep singing, an achiever, keep achieving, even a basket weaver, keep weaving. Let this sink in while I breathe in. Don't ever let someone hold you back from what you believe in. When your mind is spinning like a cyclone and thoughts flying throughout the room like a drone, just remember your struggles aren't alone. Everyone has their own, so be the king or queen of your story and tell it from your throne. And from the time that you're little, and even when you're grown, even when you're the only one at home, even when your friends won't pick up their phone, will you please, please remember that you're not alone.
You look at me and see something that is not the real me, for I hide my feelings and put on a mask to show that I am strong, so you don't ask. 'Cause deep down inside, that's not how I feel, for you will never know 'cause I keep it concealed. You will see someone smile on my face, so no one will know what really takes place. I always hid behind a curtain of shame, but now I have something to proclaim. I will not let it have control no more, for I am here to open a new door, to show everyone that I am not afraid, and to prove to myself this is not a blockade. I open up and want to teach, not only to inform, but also to reach. Reach the ones that are going through something tough, so they can see they are not alone, sure enough. For we are surrounded with those who care. For so long I was also unaware. But now I know I can turn to many. I look left and right and see there are plenty. No one is alone in this world today. Just sit down and take a minute to pray. I was put on this earth for one goal. I am now ready to take on that role. I am here to change and make a stand for those that may misunderstand. We go through a lot and still stand strong, so we can feel as if we belong. I write to show what it is that I feel, so someone can read them and can help them heal. To show that they are not alone in this world, and sooner or later they can unfurl. Show their true colors and live with no fear, because as soon as that day comes, everything is clear.
I'd definitely say that one of the things that I wish I had growing up in middle school and high school was somebody to come and talk and speak, and to understand that there are people that are now in college that have struggled and have made it through and still struggle at times, but they're able to make it through, and just to see that as somebody, a mentor, someone to look up to know that I can still do things even though I'm struggling right now.
Knowing when I was in middle school or even high school that there are people out there who have made it through, who have made it happen, who found ways to deal with it, that would probably been the biggest thing that would have helped, is just having somebody that I could listen to and realize that there is other people there, and that would have been the best for me, I think.